Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Greg Shapiro, and let's queer up the worldview. More than 100 trans prisoners presumed dead or missing after Israeli strike on Iran's Evin Prison. More than 100 trans prisoners are missing and presumed dead following a deadly airstrike on Iran's notorious Evin Prison in Tehran. The attack, carried out by Israeli forces during the 12-day war with Iran, took place on June 23rd, just one day before a ceasefire was announced. Evin Prison, opened in 1972, has long been associated with severe human rights abuses, including torture, sexual violence, and prolonged solitary confinement. It houses political prisoners, journalists, and academics, including past detainees such as Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe and Nobel Peace Prize winner Narges Mohammadi. According to Iranian judiciary spokesperson Asghar Jahangir, 71 people were confirmed dead, including guards, staff, visiting relatives, prisoners, and civilians living nearby. Toll may be far higher. Prominent human rights lawyer Reza Shafakhah told the New York Times that around 100 trans inmates are missing, with their section of the prison completely destroyed. Authorities say they are presumed dead. She added, quote, "The Iranian government often treats being trans as a crime," end quote. Although gender transition is legal in Iran, trans people face systemic discrimination and abuse. In 2019, Peacemark magazine quoted one trans inmate, quote, "When you go to the transgender ward, you can't even see the sunlight. Except for 2 times, I haven't seen the sunlight," end quote. This is yet another tragic reminder of the peril facing LGBTQ lives globally. I have to say, it's really difficult to find the right words to even respond to such a horrific and an unforgivable tragedy. I mean, it's not just the combination of the treatment that these prisoners went through, but the fact that whether it was targeted or not, that section of the prison was destroyed is just, yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, and it feels like the world barely blinked about it.
Yeah.
You know, we're telling this story because we're Queer News Tonight, and we have to tell these stories, right? But you're not going to find this story on regular media. You know, what breaks my heart. I mean, the whole story is crappy, but a lot of the, you know, when in Iran, for a lot of people, it's against the law. It's, you know, they take it as a crime for you to be trans, right? Which is a little confusing to our viewers, right? Because they allow you to get a gender transition, you know, but being trans is illegal. So a lot of these people that were in this trans wing did no other crime but be who they were.
Right.
You know, that's the heartbreaking part of it. You know, this is a jail. This is a prison where people have killed, murdered, raped, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But those 100 lives, we don't know if they did anything else, but we're going to say that they were in there for being trans. Right. And now they're missing. And now they're presumed gone. You know, it's sadness.
Yeah. And you know, Greg and I both being Jewish, like this attack, it's so hard because some people will say, well, you're Jewish and, you know, Israel, blah, blah, blah. This is horrific. Regardless of your religion, regardless of your color, your race, this is a horrific act against killing innocent people. And when I say innocent, they did nothing to deserve that attack. Yes, some of them may be horrific people that have done terrible things to other people, but there are also activists that are in there that have done nothing but speak up. There's transgenders living their true lives. There's a lot more people in a political prison in Iran that did nothing, and then they're the ones that are taken out. Those are the people you should be protecting, because those are the ones that can, if things change, will help make that change, help move the world forward, help people progress and have more equality and live a stronger, better life. So this attack and so many of the others have done, for me, and this is a big statement, is that this is no better than what Hitler did. You know, you're wiping out innocent people for no reason. What happened in Gaza? I mean, I know it expands past Iran, but that's not right. Killing off Palestinians in mass, you know, there's no justification for that in my mind.
Can I tell you how proud I am of you to just be able to speak your truth here at Queer News Tonight, where unfortunately many Jews don't feel that safe space or that they can say something like that without being called an anti-Semite or something like that just for speaking the truth. You know, people shouldn't die. That's basically what you're saying. You know what I mean?
You know, having Israel as a state, I think, is important. So I support the state, but not the government. I don't support Netanyahu. I don't support these attacks on that are happening to innocent people. You know, none of this war that's happening is necessary. For me, it's more of an ego thing for him. He's very much like Trump in that it's all about him and staying in power. You know, that they were protesting for 2 years every day, his administration. And then when he did the first attack, you know, after they were attacked at the nightclub, thank you. Yeah. You know, yes, they needed to strike back and make a point, but they've gone way beyond that. They've gone way beyond you hurt us. But yeah, destroying. So, but thank you for saying that, Faye.
No, please, of course. This is the big, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.